Hi-ho, Silver. Hi-ho, Silver. Ooh.
What?
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 Hmm?
What? What's happening?
Oh, hey. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, this is super embarrassing. You guys caught us on a weird time. My name is Fred Stewart, and welcome to Haunts, Graves, and Omens. With me, as always, my lovely co-host.
Hello. It's me. It's Taylor.
Hello, Tay.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hi.
And Spirit the Turf.
Hi.
She's right there. She's chilling. She's being a pretty little baby. And with us, running cameras and sound, is Marty Cowling. Wrong camera.
Marty. What are you doing?
Marty's not here. So, without a further ado,
What is happening?
I don't know.
I'm falling apart.
So, yeah, Marty's not here. Taking care of some business. We do have some true crime stories to talk about before we get to the actual episode. The thing I know you've all been waiting for about the cryptids of Florida. What the fuck is going on over there?
She has a lot to say. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, we were just kind of talking before the show because we're looking at because you wanted to get some fun stories to talk about. But, you said, do you have any true crime stories this week? And I was like, oh, did I tell you about the hardcore band about the guy dosing his bandmate with estrogen? And you said, what? So, this hardcore band is known as Llorona, like La Llorona.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I saw it actually on their Instagram before I even saw it hit the news.
Oh.
It just went super viral. So they're clipping their vocalist named Diego attempted to force a transition on his supposed pal by giving him pre-workout drink laced with fucking estrogen in it.
Oh my god.
So, Vocal's goal, according to the post, was to make himself look manly in comparison to his love rival, because he was crushed on his buddy's girl.
Oh.
And then he'd basically, quote, swoop in, right?
Oh my god.
Come fucking swoop in, secure his lady. So, instead of what happened, he was doing this for about 5 fucking months.
Oh my god.
And their buddy was experiencing health problems because, believe it or not, trying to force someone to transition with large amount of estrogen is super bad for your body.
Yeah, that is true.
It's very bad for your body. So he's experiencing heart issues, experiencing a whole bunch of stuff, and doctors couldn't figure it out. And they were just like, I don't know, your diet hasn't changed. Like, no one could figure it out. And one night they're all drinking, and fucking Diego spouts off and goes like, oh yeah, this is what I've been doing. It's so funny, right, guys? So, no. No.
Great.
Yeah, not super awesome. They kicked him out, and it's honestly horrific. And I really do feel incredibly bad to to this individual. I hope that everything will kind of get back to normal. Eventually, and they'll be able to. Their version of normal.
Yeah.
Healthy, their heart's not hurting anymore, things like that, because that's super fucking dangerous. And I hope that this vocalist ends up in jail.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
what a scumbag. I don't know if you want me to read my last 3 stories, if you want to go back and forth.
Why don't you do yours? And
Okay.
I'll do mine. I'm dealing with the dog deciding to be a menace right now.
So these next 3 come from people.com, because
That's wherever.
of course. People.com, not gonna lie, they have some really good true crime news. This one came out today of all time.
Yeah.
But man, brain's not firing today.
No, I got you. I know what you mean.
So Ohio woman accused of driving dead 80-year-old man to the bank to withdraw money from his account, according to police. 2 Ohio women were charged with gross abuse of a corpse after being accused of driving a deceased elderly man to a bank to withdraw money from his account.
What the fuck? Were they like, what's the movie? Is it?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, they were trying to fucking Weekend at Bernie's, this guy?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, 2 women, Laureen Ferrallo and Karen Cosbohm, fucking gross, are alleged to have driven the corpse of an 80-year-old man who they lived with to a bank before dropping him off at the Ashbury Medical Center on Monday. Ashtabula Police Chief Robert Stell revealed, Jesus Christ, my brain is not firing today, shared in a release with People. The woman did not initially give the hospital information on the man, later identified as Douglas Lehman. Hours later, one of them eventually called the medical center with this information. Per authorities, the hospital then got in contact with the authorities around 5 p.m. They were interviewed by authorities, and they were charged with theft and gross abuse of a corpse. So it was revealed that they withdrew around $900.
They did all that for $900?
I mean, I'll show you a photo of that face.
She looks like she's upset at her choices, and she regrets nothing. There's two.
So one of them is like, me, and then the other one's like, me.
Yeah, one looks to regret her decision. The other just is like, yeah, no, that happened. I don't really give a fuck. So.
Yeah. So these next two are quite something. So, Tennessee woman allegedly murdered her man mistakenly thought to be her ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
So, Kawana Newsome, age 29, is charged with first-degree murder after police allege that she and a man, Justin Howard, 32, killed a man they incorrectly believe was her ex-boyfriend, according to an affidavit filed a complaint by the Memphis Police Department. Of course, it's in Memphis. We know how Memphis be. Apparently, the area around like Memphis, like around Graceland, is super fucking dangerous.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I believe it.
I found that out relatively recently, and I was like, huh, that's kind of wild, actually. So the victim, George Harris, was sitting in a car owned by Newsome's ex-boyfriend when he was shot multiple times. Saturday, the affidavit reviewed by People says that after Harris was found dead, police interviewed the ex-boyfriend, who said Harris was his roommate. The ex-boyfriend further told police that he believed that he was the target and he had just been in an argument with Newsome, according to the affidavit. Surveillance footage captured a gray Nissan with a unique body damage following the car driven by Harris. Newsome was arrested the next day at a residence where a car was found parked. So she is going away forever. And now for this, my final news story before we get to today's news story is I'm going to read you this headline. I don't want you to look.
Okay.
I'm going to read you this.
I don't even have my glasses. I can't see shit.
Great. I'm going to read you this headline, and I want you to react as much as you hear it, okay? Because it's really quite something.
Okay.
Okay? Ex-WWE superstar and congressional candidate Daniel Rodimer wanted on charge of murder.
Sounds about right.
Care to elaborate?
Can I say I'm surprised? Like, I don't.
I
listen. Sometimes
usually the words ex-WWE star and congressional candidate usually don't go side by side for me.
No, usually not. But
ex-WWE star and murder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really what's like not surprising.
Yeah. So. Former congressional candidate and WWE superstar Daniel Rodimer is wanted in connection in November 2023 death of Christopher Tapp, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said in a Wednesday press release. An arrest warrant was issued on Wednesday for Rodimer, 45, in connection with Tapp's death, who was 47 at the time. Tapp himself was wrongfully convicted of murder and was incarcerated for 21 years in Idaho. He was released in 2017.
Wow.
So he hadn't been out that long. Wrongfully convicted and they got killed in a murder. Tapp was killed as a result of an altercation and purported accident on October 30th that caused blunt force trauma to his head, per the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. After an unwitnessed fall, he was allegedly left on his side for an hour until he was found by his friends and they called 911. Upon arrival, he was given poor prognosis and died on November 5th, 2023. Tapp's death was ruled by homicide by the Clark County Coroner's Office on January 2nd. According to the arrest warrant, request Rodimer to be held on a $200,000 bail. Quote, Mr. Rodimer is voluntary surrendering to authorities and will post a court-ordered bail. He says his attorneys. He intends on vigorously contesting the allegation and asks that the presumption of innocence be guaranteed. All Americans should be respected. After the altercation, though, allegedly occurred after the deceased offered Rodimer's stepdaughter cocaine during the party at the resort's World Suite, according to the Metropolitan Records. After Rodimer allegedly went to the same bathroom that Tapp went in, he said, "If you ever talk to my daughter again, I'll fucking kill you." And then witnesses said Dan knocked Christopher to the ground, at which time Christopher's head hit a small table. Then Dan proceeded to punch Christopher throughout his head and body. So while not necessarily first-degree murder, technically murder.
Yeah.
Investigators obtained Rodimer's text messages as a woman identified later as Sarah says, "I watched you nearly murder somebody and had to take your fucking hands off me." Hands off his neck as he laid there and you ran away for the next 2 hours trying to take care of him. Nobody should have watched their husband murder somebody.
Oh, jeez.
So Sarah also texts back, "I watched you murder someone. Let that sink in. You're a psychopath." So, not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Not great.
But, I'm not sure really how to really respond to the rest of that. I'm kind of more so like, let me just get it readjusted here. Like, what is up with these WWE superstars and killing people?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Chris Benoit. That's about it. It's about all.
I was gonna say you're gonna say anyone else.
Yeah, they're not like out here just killing people. It's like very select few. I will be genuinely curious though if he does get stuck with a second-degree murder charge,
yeah,
or if he does get a manslaughter charge.
Good question.
I don't know.
I have all Florida man stories.
Oh, goody!
Because we are going back to Florida for this episode.
Oh.
Because we weren't done with last week's.
Oh.
We're going to start off with this one, which happened yesterday.
Yeah, it happened yesterday. And we both picked the story, and you said, do you want to read it or want me to read it? And I said, you can read it.
Florida woman broke into ex's home, threw Sprite, pickled pork at him and his sofa.
What'd the sofa do? And who does it
existed. This is News Channel 8. WFLA.
WFLA Channel 8.
A Florida woman is facing burglary and battery charges after she broke into her ex-boyfriend's home and threw Sprite at him and pickled pork juice on his sofa.
That's just rude.
So when officials arrived, they said the woman identified as Akiva Reddick was holding a bottle of Sprite outside the home, which she then flung at the victim, identified as her ex-boyfriend, and hit him. Fucking solid aim, I guess.
Got an arm on her.
She fucking nailed him.
Listen, domestic violence isn't funny. It's not.
It's not.
It's not funny at all. But hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
She has a fucking arm.
It's true.
Dude, you come into whipping a Sprite bottle at somebody? I'm sure this guy's probably fine, less the soured couch, but.
So, he had a Ring camera, which is
perfect.
Helpful in this.
Very.
But the video shown to authorities showed the victim arrive at the resident and confront Reddick. She began shouting at him and throwing pickled pork and the juices of the pickled pork onto the sofa.
So rude.
Damaging the couch.
It's just so rude. Like, I would rather have you punch me in the face and then me and you do hand-to-hand combat versus you being like, that stinky fucking juice? I'm gonna cover the couch in it. It's like,
I don't know why those two items in particular.
she
a Sprite and I assume a jar.
I assume it's a Floridian dinner. I'm just guessing.
I don't fucking know, man. Reddick was arrested and taken to Lee County Jail for battery, touch, or strike. Property damage under $200, so the couch was apparently not worth much.
It's a $200 couch. About $200 now.
So it's less than $200. She did break other items in the home.
Oh, okay.
So that couch really wasn't worth anything, apparently, because I assume they're counting the couch as...
How many cans of Febreze do you think I'm going to need to get the smell of pork juice out of my fucking couch?
At least 7.
Oh, pickled pork juice. Bartender, can I get a pickled pork juice, please?
And she also got charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling.
Yeah, that above everything else is the big ticket item.
Yeah, because they're only charging her with damage of $200 with the property.
Yeah, battery of an occupied dwelling is kind of a big deal.
Like,
that's probably like a Class C felony.
That's it. This next one is also from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This one happened on March 6th, so not that long ago. I saw this headline and I immediately knew.
Oh my God.
Man claims bomb threat was an attempt to flirt with a passenger at airport.
Wow. How bad at flirting are you that you get a bomb threat on you? God.
I was trying not to laugh before I read it out loud, and I'm like actively crying because I think it's so fucking funny.
It's so funny. Like, hear me out. Like, I'll be the guy. We haven't read this story yet. I'll be the guy. You be the lady.
Okay.
And then like you just try to like be flirty towards me.
How's it going?
I have a fucking bomb.
I need to tell somebody something.
I mean, you're the bomb. No, wait. No, there's no bomb. That's so funny. How embarrassing. I think there's a whole article written about it. That's so. I'd be so embarrassed. I would never talk to women ever again. I simply would never do it.
So a Miami man was arrested after trying to flirt with a passenger by joking he had a bomb in his bag at a Florida airport.
That's all I gotta say.
Alan Berinsky, a 70-year-old Miami resident, told police, quote, he told police he was, quote, trying to be funny when he made the joke at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Friday.
This dude's 70? This motherfucker's 70 years old and he's trying to put the moves on someone, and the first fucking words out of his mouth is, I have a fucking bomb in my backpack?
Yeah.
That's not a flirt. That's a fucking threat.
Yeah, so apparently Berinsky was sitting at gate G11 in Terminal 4 and was overheard by 2 witnesses telling a passenger, quote, if the bomb in my bag goes off prematurely, I apologize to your family in advance. That's not even flirting. That's just a threat. That's just a threat. That's not flirting.
It's not flirting. It's not. It's like it's literally, that's literally just a threat. Is that a photo of him?
Yeah.
Let me see that shit. Oh my God. Hold on. Wow. Look at the manicam. Look at that. Hold on. Wait, there you go. Look at that fucker. I have a bomb in my backpack. Look at him. Fuck. This is the most low budget show. That's so funny. So he just goes, he's like, you see, officer, I was trying to put the moves on the lady. I was trying to, how do you kids say, riz her up? Is that what you say? I was trying to riz her up, and here, female officer, try flirting with me, and I'll flirt back with you.
Hey, come here often?
Your family's gonna miss you when this bomb goes off. Wow.
So Berinsky acknowledged he, quote, knew what he said was wrong, but continued to say what he said.
Can't back down now.
No. He was arrested and released from jail on a
$7,500.
yeah, $7,500 warrant.
Nice.
He was charged with a second-degree felony for making a false bomb report. So
Imagine flirting so bad you get a fucking felony.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, God. You know, it's hard out here for a player. You know, especially when you're 70 years old and pretend to have bombs in a fucking your backpack. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
This is also a good one. And this one happened a couple weeks ago, back in February, but we have not talked about this one.
Okay.
Trike thief beats a victim with a coconut at South Florida Winn-Dixie.
Pretty sure half of those were just made up.
Suspect also
I know
bit
South Florida exists. I'm pretty sure coconuts exist. What in the absolute fuck is a Winn-Dixie?
A Winn-Dixie? It's like a grocery chain.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's a place. It's a place where you get
I understand why
groceries.
this man was hit with a coconut.
Okay. Okay, so sheriff says also that the suspect bit the victim and spat on a deputy. So
Understandable.
why don't we dive into this?
Okay.
This is a picture of him.
I'm here.
Kind of looks like Deadpool.
Kind of does look like Deadpool in a weird way. Mannequin. There you go. What a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You can have that back.
So why don't we get into this, right? So a man who confronted a suspect who stole his tricycle outside of a Florida Keys supermarket wound up on the wrong side of a coconut Tuesday afternoon.
There's a right side to wind up on the I guess kind of.
So according to Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Amado Dominguez Quevedo, who's 59, also bit the victim during the beating.
What the fuck?
On Big Pine Key. He is facing multiple criminal charges, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
So apparently a arrest report states that the deputies were called to the Winn-Dixie at 251 Key Deer Boulevard at around 3:15 for a fight in progress. It states that the fight ensued after a man confronted Quevedo for stealing a trike, which the victim had bought on Amazon for $260.
This is the most Florida story that we've covered at this point.
Quevedo became violent soon after, wielding a coconut and striking the victim in the head with it repeatedly. He also bit the victim several times. Deputies say the victim was hurt in the attack, but not seriously. He was treated at the scene by fire rescue crews. Oh my God, let go. I'm having trouble with the dog. So, Quevedo's belligerence continued as deputies tried to take him into custody. According to the report, deputies said he purposely became limp and used his dead body weight to obstruct him as they tried to place him in a patrol car, and then he spat in a deputy's face.
I'm not gonna go. You can't make me. And they're just dragging him. He's like, it's like, sir, move your legs. You can walk. Be an adult. And he's like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
There was that.
Glad the victim's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. Coconuts are dangerous. That's a blunt force object.
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
Yeah. He was he got felonious charges of aggravated battery and battery on an officer.
Agbat's big deal.
As well as misdemeanor charges of resisting arrest and petite theft. Little theft.
Petite theft. You do petite theft?
Oh god.
You do petite theft? You do it?
Yeah.
You
See
petite
the
theft?
Oh, your baby. It's a
the little
baby.
T.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Spirit. What are you doing?
She says I want in Bob's lap, but also not. Get up here then. Thank you.
Now, listen. Mom has to do an episode, okay? We're 26 minutes in. We haven't got to the cryptids yet.
We're gonna read just the headlines of these next two. Florida man worried about vampires burned his house down.
Okay, we should maybe save those for next week. Because I want to know. But we're gonna have to save for next week. We have to get this episode started.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm struggling. I don't know why she's doing this at all. She's
I don't know. This is really good for audio listeners. This dead air. It's good.
Listen, I'm
love it.
trying to get to where we need to be.
That schnoz.
Everyone else
That
gets to
schnoz.
see you harassing the dog.
Well, the dog harasses me.
The dog is harassing me currently. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Stop chewing on your leash.
This is great.
Oh god. She's usually like so chill that I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So we talked about a mysterious river creature in the St. Johns River in Florida. And so we talked about that one. We're going to talk about Pinky, who's one with the actual name. Miss girl, lay down.
I forget that there's a hot mic down here.
There's a hot mic? What is it?
Don't mind me as I disconnect mics.
I don't know. Oh.
Don't mind me, audio listeners. We're
So professional right now.
Listen, Marty's not here. All right.
We're falling apart.
Okay.
So, all right, we're talking about Pinky. So before 1975, things were pretty quiet after all those sightings and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at 1975 when they start picking back up. So we got Miss Dorothy Abram, her husband Charles, Miss Brenda Langley, Ed St. John, and Wallace McLean were out fishing in the Abrams' new boat on the St. John's. It was about 10 a.m. and the group had enjoyed the sun and tranquil waters, but Charles Abram noticed an incoming storm on the horizon.
There's a storm brewing.
So, deciding that there was no use in fishing in weather like that, which I feel like isn't like rain and like kind of dreary weather the perfect time to be fishing?
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
Haven't
depends.
you always said like it's nice to go out like before it gets all?
well, yeah, it's because there's nobody out there because it sucks.
I don't know, man. I'm just asking. I don't know. So he began to move towards the boat's motor, pulling on the cord to get the boat back to shore. Miss Langley, meanwhile, while they waited for the boat to rev to life, stared placidly out at the water when she noticed a strange form slowly rise from the surface. The boat was stopped as Miss Langley continued to stare at the strange object. Miss Langley saw the creature first when it slowly proceeded to raise its head 3 feet above the water.
It's me.
Is it me you're looking for?
Hello.
Me.
It's me you're looking for. I can see it in your eyes. You're fucking terrified. It's me, Pinky. What's going on over there? Combating with a dog?
Yeah,
Nice.
I am. To try and make sure she doesn't chew on anything. She's being a butthole today.
Do I need to bring the dog over here?
That may not be the worst idea because she's not really making things easy right now.
Listen, you start reading. I'll take care of the dog.
All right, sounds good. Maybe she'll actually lay down over there. So, detailing her account in the several newspapers that covered the story, she noted, "What's that big thing over there?" That's all she said.
What's that thing over there? What is that thing?
She had said, and no one believed her. Ms. Abrams said, "Bless her heart, I told her it was just some fish jumping." Bless her heart is the most southern way to insult someone.
Oh yeah, just like you're just dumb as a bunch. You're just about as smart as a bunch of rocks. Average Florida education.
So as soon as the third time of attempting to get everyone's attention at the figure, she said, "That's a big old sea monster."
Great.
That's
a big old sea monster. Just like, God, this story is just, the cryptids we cover get Dumb and Dumber sometimes.
Well, listen.
I love it.
I thought, so she said that she had continued, quote, "I saw this thing about 50 yards away and I thought, my God, what is that? Then it came closer. It was checking us out. It was real curious as to what we were." The creature was above the water for about 8 seconds and was a mere 20 feet from the boat. Mrs. Abram and Mrs. Langley would go on to describe their encounter thusly in various newspapers and in Argosy. Quote, we saw it had a neck about 3 feet long with 2 little horns on the top of its head like a snail. You know, a snail with horns.
Yeah, snails have horns.
Those are its eyes.
Fuck. I'm chewing on Dad's headphones.
I can bring her over here. It's fine. She's deciding to be
I
awful.
don't think so.
She's deciding to be awful today, which is wild because she usually just sleeps.
Look at her.
She's, "I'm so good. I'm so nice." It was about 3 or 4 feet out of the water and about the color, a pinkish color, like boiled shrimp.
Story's so Florida, dude. I love it.
Quote, "It had a real ugly looking face on it. And it had these big dark slanted eyes. It had snail-like horns. And it had this little jagged thing going down its back." I still can't get over the horns like a snail.
It got horns like a snail. Got horns like a snail.
I just don't know what that means.
Dude, come on, dog.
Here, I'll just take her over here. I can move that out of the way now. I'll just take her.
Go see Mom.
Come here.
You wanted to go over there, and I'll go over
Here,
there.
asshole. Come on. Get on, get.
You're moving the set.
You're
You're lucky you're cute on camera.
It's true. So,
Not in real life.
the head turned, and it just turned and looked at us. He turned his head like you or I. Then it came closer. It was checking us out. It was really curious what we were, and it wasn't scared of us. Spirit, you should be scared of me is what you should be.
It sounds like how a manatee reacts towards humans.
I mean, I've never... How do manatees react towards people?
They were just big little guys, big little potatoes. They just kind of come up and they go, "I love you, people. Give me some pets."
I don't think manatees even have natural predators.
You're right. I don't think they do.
I think their natural predator is a Florida man in a boat.
So The horrible thing disappeared and then came back up about 20 feet away. It was so ugly looking, like pictures you see of dragons. Had a large head as big or bigger than a human head with 2 little horns. Well, they weren't very little snail-type horns. I still don't know what the fuck that means. Little horns or fins along its back and a mouth that turned down at the edge. He looked like a skeleton. He was real jagged looking. On the side of his head were flaps. I'm guessing some sort of gills hanging down, but it didn't look harmful. Dorothy would add, it looked like a dinosaur with its skin pulled back. So all its bones were showing. They're really just bullying the fuck out of Pinky right now.
He's ugly as fuck and we hate him.
And
He did
got-
nothing but be super cute to us.
He just looked at us and we just started saying, hey, Stinky. Hey, ugly.
Hey, you fucking dumb pink piece of shit. God, I would hate to be your friend. My Pinky's just like, oh man, no one wants to be Pinky's friend. Also, horned snails are a thing.
Are they? Where
Yes.
are they from?
Florida. I have no idea. I'm looking it up.
I don't know. I've never seen a horned snail, so.
I'm looking on shrimpybusiness.com.
Oh, yeah. That's where I get all of my news from. I'm quite in the shrimpy business news.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, quote, we could see it clear. He didn't look harmful. He was just ugly. They're really fucking ripping on this dude.
They are ripping on him for no reason.
Like, he's just hanging out. So he looked over towards us, just sort of curious like, and then he went under. It was like you were in the water and just bent your head down.
Mm-hmm.
Water was real calm. There wasn't even a ripple when he went under, and he appeared to be heading toward the ocean.
I guess I'll just leave since
Basically.
everybody wants to just be mean to me.
Basically, they're just like, fucking stinky, ugly bitch.
Yeah, I guess no one wants to be Pinky's friend.
You're right, ugly.
No one wants to be my friend.
Like,
Everything they say about me is true.
like they're just
I'm gonna move to South Beach where everybody will love me.
They're just so mean. Charles Abram, who was preoccupied with getting the boat's motor started, did not notice the creature until the boat had already started to turn. Charles would go on to say, I just saw the neck. It was a long neck. I'll tell you that much. The women were scared to death, and I wasn't drunk. There was no alcohol on board, but I'll tell you one thing, we needed a good one after that.
Press X to doubt.
The fact that he's like, we weren't drunk.
I've never drank a beer in my fucking life. And honestly, I'm honestly offended that you fucking people are gonna sit here and you're gonna fucking tell me that I've been drinking, because I don't drink. Oh. I don't drink!
Yeah, they were insistent. I was not drunk.
I swear to God, I wasn't drunk. And I ain't crazy neither.
They're pulling a Clinton. Just instead of I didn't sleep with that woman, I did not drink that beer.
I did not have drinking relations with that beer.
So
He
Charles,
totally fucked that beer.
yeah, no, for sure. Charles Abram, who's the president of Harold Glass and Supply Company, as if that makes him more official.
It's a one-man company. I'm the president and CEO. One-man company.
I'm also the CFO, COO.
I've also seen a UFO.
I also run productions.
I also
I also make everything. I'm also HR.
I also believe in ghosts. I don't think that's relevant, but I figured I'd just let you know. There was one time in 5th grade, my buddy Terry and I, we skipped school, and we found a dead body in the woods. I've never been the same since.
Great.
Just Florida things.
So, Mr. Abram here says, quote, "It was so strange I thought no one would believe us." Dorothy Abram would go on to say, "Had I not seen it, I wouldn't have believed it." The group proceeded to wait to report their sighting, though the exact reason why was not stated. I assume to let the alcohol get out of their system.
Yeah, I was driving the boat, fucking threw my cans overboard, engine died. She fucking saw a dragon. Believe me. They're like, okay. No one's gonna want my glass once they know that I've been driving on a boat in Florida.
So, it can easily be speculated that Mrs. Langley gave the following response. "Now I think we should talk to someone. I would like to find out what it was."
Oh, cool. Do you have like photos or a video of this creature?
They made an eyewitness sketch.
Oh, yes. Eyewitness testimony, the best testimony to have.
Yeah.
Foolproof, some would say.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Especially when you have definitely, absolutely not been drinking.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. We were not drinking on the water. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing heroin. They were doing it. I was in a K-hole. They were doing heroin.
So one hypothesis offered by several wildlife biologists as to what the group saw was nothing more than a sturgeon. You know,
what you saw was a fish.
You know, the sturgeons with a neck and 2 little snail horns. Also pink, like shrimp.
I don't know if sturgeons can be pink. I'll look it up.
I don't know if they can be. I've never seen.
Can sturgeons be pink?
I don't know. So Mrs. Abrams went to the library to see what a sturgeon looked like and said the following, quote, "When I saw pictures of a sturgeon, I knew that's not what it was. I knew it because that thing was not as ugly as what I saw." Not actually what she said, but it's probably what she was thinking. A sturgeon has a long pointed nose, and this thing had a neck and head. You know, it was turning its head around, its neck perfectly still. It was like...
I'm trying to say that this creature could have worn a size 10 cap, is what I'm trying to tell you. I've never seen no fucking sturgeon wear a hat, but that fucking thing out there definitely can wear a Buccaneers cap. That's all I'm saying. Well, it has to be Jacksonville, so Jaguars.
I'm just imagining. Hear me out. You know the little drink hats where you got 2 beers on either side of the straws?
That's
what Pinky's
I saw
wearing.
you guys drinking, and I was wondering if I could come over and drink, because, I got a lot of friends to drink with, and they're like, ew! Fucking gross! She's like, okay, never mind. I guess.
It's just a hat that says party time, like he's trying to have a good time.
I want to be in party time, because I saw you guys are listening to the radio, and I don't have one, because every time I get one they break, because I live in the water. And maybe I can come listen to some tunes, and they're like, fucking gross, look at his neck. I guess you guys don't want a party time with me.
So, as the report hit the papers, for weeks, the group received phone calls from several others who claimed to have seen the same thing, or similar creatures in the St. John rivers. River, not rivers. There's only one. I just can't read. One lady, quote, one lady called me and said 20 years ago she saw this. She and some other people had seen the same thing and no one believed them. Also, a gentleman from Atlanta called me. He described almost exactly what we had seen. He said he had seen it before. Several other people have said the same thing. So, eyewitness testimony once again. True. It'd be true.
Yeah, eyewitness testimony do be testimonying.
So, while Pinky had taken over the media during 1975, it was not the only creature reported to dwell in the river that year.
Yeah, Doug from down the street decided to get his fucking fat, weird body in it. You thought Pinky was scary. Wait till you see Doug's Pinky, am I right?
Jesus.
Not like his hand. Never mind, you guys can figure it out.
So
you guys can figure out where I'm going with that.
On December 15th of 1975, two fishermen named Bobby Holt and Larry Atkinson, those are some trustworthy names.
Good old Atkinson.
Mm-hmm. They were out fishing on the Fuller Warren Bridge when they encountered a peculiar creature that seemed much different from the creatures previously reported in the river.
Peculiar.
Yes.
Make sure that she does not bolt to the door.
Yeah.
Because someone has arrived at the house.
Yes.
So the two would go on to describe their encounter with the 20-foot creature in the following. Quote, I've been fishing out there a lot of years. I've never seen anything like it. It was black and shiny and slippery looking.
I didn't physically touch it, but I know for a fact it was slippery because I got a lot of slippery things I keep around the house, and you know once you know slippery, you know slippery.
This was one peculiar object, and it wasn't a sea cow because they're bulky and usually stay closer to shore. Mm-hmm. This thing that I saw was out in the middle of the channel under the bridge. And as it swam, its humps came completely out of the river. It looked like a sea serpent. We were both baffled. I have no earthly idea what it was. It was round like a big snake, but it wasn't a snake. I saw a head, a round head like you see in pictures of those prehistoric dinosaurs or a giant eel of some kind. It wasn't an otter. Wasn't sea cows, and it wasn't a snake.
I just like how they're both like, we were baffled. Like, I know for a fact those two fellows saw this sea serpent thing, and they did one of these and went, what? Whoa! You know, just literally just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a classic Floridian thing.
Well, you see that? Bonk.
It's like those one like noisemaker machines.
Oh yeah.
They're like, it's like you just carry that around with you every time something weird happens.
Yeah.
It's like I live in Florida, man.
Something weird happens every time.
I once saw an alligator fly a helicopter. Recently.
I would believe that. So he says that snakes swim sideways, and this thing, whatever it was, had humps, and it was doing an up and down motion. Snakes don't do that. In case you're curious.
Yeah.
I
wasn't, but I assume.
I don't know if you've ever been curious about how a snake swims, but it's not up and down, it's sideways.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. John Baumgartner, a foreman for the San Marco Public Works, and several of his crew had decided to take a break and enjoy the sunny day. The crew managed to meander their way down to the riverbank of the St. John's. The crew had just unwrapped their sandwiches and chips when the sound of bubbling arose. The crew looked out in surprise as a dark shape rose from the water.
It's party time!
The dark form rose higher with a, quote, watermelon-sized head.
God, man, leave him alone.
They are truly bullying every single river
Yeah,
creature.
he was big and pink and a big fucking head. That piece of shit.
Water seemed to spurt from the nostrils of the creature as it made a loud snorting sound. John Baumgartner would later describe his and his crew's encounter thusly. What drew our attention was the snout. It came up and snorted, and I could see spray come off its nose. It hung there for a second and went down again. Stayed up just long enough so you could see it good. Where you could see it good.
See it good.
It was like a snake, a big thick snake, a good foot in thickness, going up and down. When it came up, it snorted. It was so close I could see the spray. He just looked around, took a breath, and the rest of his body went down. Its head looked like a big football, real dark. He was humped up in the water, and all I could see was the head and a little bit of the back as he went down. Looked sort of like a walrus or a sea lion like you see up in Canada, but it was real long with a snout or something like that.
And it also had eyes black like a doll's eyes. I'm a sea captain now.
No. He had a football head, real dark.
I was talking about its eyes. Eyes black like a doll's eyes.
They don't mention his head at all.
They did mention it.
His eyes. I meant his eyes.
His eyes are beautiful. They're actually captivating. They stole my heart, as well as his cool beer cup party hat that says party time across the front. I love him. And he loves me.
Can that be our picture? Like, on the Instagram is like you photoshopped a beer hat that says party time on like, just like Nessie or like the sketch drawing.
Yes.
Perfect. Because that would be
I'll get started on it right now.
So, it looked sort of like a walrus or sea lion, like you see. Oh, I read that already. The tail was flat like the rudder of a plane. I've read a lot of nature books, but I've never seen anything like it. There's nothing like a sea cow, and there's no way it was otters. I hunted otters before, and I know one when I see one.
I know one when I see one.
I like that he has to be like, listen, I know what an otter looks like. I used to hunt otters. Meanwhile, it was not otters that he was hunting.
That's great. Thank you.
It was just squirrels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an otter, right?
No.
Well, might be. So the crew watched in disbelief as the creature proceeded to dip back down into the water. The crew stood motionless at the water's edge for almost half an hour, totally exceeding their break, waiting in held breath for the creature to resurface, but it never did. A mere hour after Baumgartner and his crew's sighting, a man by the name of Dave Green, while driving the Fuller Warren Bridge, proceeded to look over the expanding rushing river, and while looking out, he noticed a large strange form traversing the murky waves, which he would describe it like an eel with a ridged hump down the middle of it. Green watched as the bizarre beast swam, but he was focused on the aquatic anomaly and certainly not paying attention to the road. And as expected, he almost managed to drive his car off the road because he was just watching this creature.
Understandable.
Understandable. I get it. I would be pretty concerned. In July of 1976, a year after the Pinky sighting, 25 people would report seeing the creature on the river while hanging out at Stockton Park. All the witnesses claimed to report seeing a serpentine creature with a basketball-sized head.
Leave him alone.
They are really bullying
He's done
this
nothing.
man. They're bullying him, and there's no reason. The witnesses were able to see the creature moving around the water for a full 10 minutes before finally submerging. Kathy Kirkland, one of the many witnesses who saw the creature, went and felt that the creature's reason for appearing was that it was feeding on fish in the river. Quote, I had a line in the water when it first came up, and I thought it was headed towards my bait. First, I thought it was 3 sea cows, but after watching it for a while, I realized it was all connected together. Wherever the head would go, the tail would follow.
That's usually how that works.
Well, she thought it was 3 sea cows at first. And then she was like, "Oh no, that's just all one thing."
Also, Ted, I don't want to spoil anything, but
I love him. I love him.
you
so
guys will
much.
see.
I love him so much already. While the mass sighting that occurred in July implied that there was something in fact feeding on the organisms living therein, on November 21st, 1976, near Chico Pit Bay, a female fisherman would in fact have a first-hand encounter of this feeding. While out fishing, the girl noticed that her fishing line jerked and spun as though an extreme strength had taken the bait. However, so at first she thought that this bizarre tugging was a common fish, but this was not the case. However, since the line was drawn deeper into the water and a strange form seemed to rise in tangent to the surface. While the fisherman stared at the form, she was not alone as others on the She was not alone as others noticing the skirmish on the water started to conglom on the shores.
I'm gloming. I'm gonna glom.
Great.
Okay. I'm just trying to contribute.
However, while there were countless witnesses, they all described it being the same way.
Big ass head. Big ass head, and he fucking dumb. He's a dumb piece of shit.
He was described as being around 8 feet long, dark green in color, and as one witness would describe, looked like a prehistoric animal with high ridges on its back, an alligator tail with a white round head like a basketball.
Okay.
They keep bringing up the size of his head.
Big basketball fans here.
I guess. It was also compared to a football at one point, so I really don't know what's going on there. So after the 70s, reports of the monster would go on hiatus, but in 1993, a witness by the name of Pamela Hicks would change all of that. Pamela was out lounging on her balcony in her high-rise apartment, and the building faced the St. Johns River. She was blankly staring out at the serene pool, and while staring out at the river, she noticed a dark form rising up from the depths. While this dark form seemed to be trapped under the other side of the pond, this would not be the case, for soon a bizarre form arose from the underside of the water. Pamela would go on to describe the encounter, quote, "It was dark gray with a long skinny neck, and the first thing I thought of was the Loch Ness Monster. You know, it was years ago that I saw it. Still, every time I look out across that river, I can't help looking for whatever it was, but I know I'll never be lucky enough to see it again." So, while the sighting in 1993 marks the last officially recorded account of something anomalous swimming in the St. Johns River, the legend still continues. And honestly, I've never heard of this cryptid, but he's got kind of a cult following, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already a huge fan.
Of Pinky?
Yeah.
Or just all Pinky and friends?
Just Pinky.
Just not even his friends?
Who gives a fuck about those pieces of shit? No one cares about those guys. It's all about my big man, Big P.
He wasn't even the first one to be seen.
Big P is the man.
It's because he has a name, right? That's the only reason why you're picking him.
No, it's because it's a cool fucking party hat.
So, yeah, so, I mean, he's got the, excuse me? So he's got the name Pinky, but there was also a secondary nickname to echo in on the, quote, Nessie trend with the name Johnny.
Classic Johnny. Wait a second, we know Johnny.
We do know Johnny. Do you think he's Pinky?
Well, he's drunk enough to live in Florida.
I mean,
that's a classic. You guys have no idea what we're talking about. It's fine.
So there even is a researcher who has a devotion to studying the creature. Simon Smith, a reptile keeper and so-called amateur cryptozoologist. has been keeping tabs on the mysterious marine monsters that swim in the St. John's and even claims to have intimate knowledge about what the supposed gender of the creature is and why there are so many different colored creature reports.
Also, I don't like the fact you called intimate knowledge.
That's what he says.
I know how these cryptids like to fuck.
He's like, I know the gender of this cryptid. Don't ask me how.
No.
Or do. I'll tell you.
Listen, Pinky likes me pulling his fucking horns. Saucy bitch.
So he says Johnny is in fact a she. A fact that should be obvious to anybody who's ever studied marine science.
Well, I haven't. I just do a podcast on the internet with my fiance.
So he considers various testimonies of Johnny being black or dark gray or brown or beige or pink nonsensical discrepancies. The abrasions of sand and salt and water and sun on the skin contribute easily to such a spectrum. Obviously.
Great.
The St. John's River is certainly like a great place to hide a fucking creature because it's 2 miles wide and in some places 80 feet deep. So it's pretty big, right? There's a lot of space for a little cryptid named Pinky.
My brain is fucking actual potatoes right now.
I feel that. Yeah, so basically the creature is a semi-aquatic horned hippo crocodile-like creature. The one from 53. And then Pinky is a bizarre gill-maned spiked snail-horned dragon. And the creatures from the alternative 76 and 93 sightings were black and green in color and looked like classic Loch Ness Lake cryptids. There's some theories, as there is. Some claim that they are manatees, obviously. But some have the speculation that they are UFO escapees.
Go on. I know I kind of made it seem like I was going to say
I thought
something.
you were going to go to manic camp. That's what I thought.
I didn't want to, but I think I have to. What? There's no way Pinky's a fucking alien. He's definitely an alien.
No, it's a UFO escapee. It may not be
my
an alien,
God,
but...
who cares? It's the same fucking... If he came from a UFO and it's not from here, it's a fucking alien, and I'm sick of the fucking government telling me otherwise.
Great. Do you want me to talk about our UFO escapee?
Yes, please.
So in 53, there were a string of UFO sightings above the river, and as soon as the UFO sightings stopped, the reports rolled in of the river monster. So,
convenient. Coincidence?
Skeptics at the time pointed to manatees or sturgeons as perhaps being the creature reported, but many of the witnesses being familiar with the local fauna, it's pretty unlikely. Scott C. Marlowe in his book Cryptid Creatures of Florida, which is a book I would love to read.
I'll look it up.
Felt that the creature seen in 53 had a matching description to another cryptid reported. However, unlike the Sasquatch Universal, where Bigfoot is reported in almost every state, making it reasonable for some kind of migratory route, the creature Marlowe felt was a dead ringer for the creature reported from Democratic Republic of the Congo, also known as Amela Ntoka.
I think there might be two authors with the name Scott C. Marlowe because there's Squallies, which I imagine are about Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And then Origins of Golf. I don't think so.
What if it's just the same guy?
I fucking hope so.
I love it. That's so fun.
That's awesome.
That's great. That's like when you Google search something and it just pulls up like the most absurd thing.
Oh yeah, look at that. Cryptid Creatures of Florida. 2nd edition. Oh, there's a 1st edition somewhere.
So the Emela Ntoka or Tuaka is from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this creature had a single horn. The hippopotamus-like snout, was semi-aquatic, and was a grayish color. Now, the obvious problem is that creature's from Africa.
Okay.
If you didn't know, Florida's not in Africa.
What?
I don't know why that got me so bad.
It really wasn't that funny.
It just fucking got me. It just,
the dead air and then just the what?
It got me. I don't know why it fucking got me.
God. Just wait until the one day, because there is gonna be a day we're gonna do a 24-hour live stream. I don't know if you. I mean, me and Marty talked about it, but 24-hour live stream, and we want to do a 24-hour live stream and then film an episode or something.
Yeah.
So it's just chaos, like we're just manic.
Yeah.
And we've been up not even that long. It's already like this.
Yeah. So while a semi-aquatic creature traveling from Africa to Florida is highly unlikely, it's not impossible. There is also the White River monster, who's described the same color-wise, very much the same, and also had large horns that grew from its forehead. It's possible that both creatures are the same species and travel terrestrially from river to river and live on small islands when not swimming in the water. I think they probably just live in the water.
I think so as well.
Pinky is perhaps the most difficult to compare to, though, because there's not really anything exactly like it.
No. I was trying to come up with a bit, and I honestly couldn't. There's just looking at the eyewitness, because I should have did a little sketch when I made the artwork for the episode about.
Yeah.
Or made, but borrowed and then put little things on them.
Yeah.
But that is very unique.
It is very unique.
Unlike any cryptid I've seen.
It's not really like Nessie.
It's like a Charizard, water Charizard,
Basically.
with horns.
Yeah.
Well, think Charizard have horns?
No. Doesn't he have little whoop-de-woos?
Excuse me?
He has little, we're antennae?
Yeah. I don't know, dog. You're asking the wrong fucking idiot this question.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Charizard just has little antennae.
I don't.
But
I don't know. I don't think that's right. I think
maybe I'm thinking of. I could also be thinking of Digimon.
I think you're about to piss off a bunch of nerds.
I'm absolutely about to. I'm terrible. I'm trying, man. So they describe Pinky like an acid trip of Hwebelmann's sea serpent sightings. As the creature has features from countless various species that Hwebelmann describes in his book Wake of the Sea Serpent, and that Lauren Coleman would also use in the field guide to lake monsters, sea serpents, and other mystery denizens of the deep. So, I don't know. There's commas, so I hope that maybe that's not all just one title.
In other words, shorten it down.
Because if it is the field guide to lake monsters, sea serpents, and other mystery denizens of the deep, that's
absolutely the fucking title of that. And I'm just here to say, shorten it down.
If they are separate,
if I have to read a fucking book just to read your title, it's too long. I am dumb. Shorten it down.
So
by that.
Some features, such as the creature's mane, the gills, and horns, are allegedly from different species, reported in different water locales. The horns are something that are reported in a lot of like monster encounters, such as Loch Ness and even Lake Champlain. Manes have been reported in a variety of sea serpent accounts, such as Cadborosaurus, and the gills are reported in giant fish-like lake and sea monster reports. So there's just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything, which is why I'm starting to think that it's an alien.
Yeah, I mean, other than the 70s and 90s accounts, like those ones are just classic black or dark green sea serpents. They're Stone Cold classics that have shown up time and time again in cases like Gloucester and even the HMS Daedalus account. They also have perhaps the widest gambit of what they could be, from colossal oarfish to mammoth eels, actual sea serpents, to some sort of prehistoric marine creature. Honestly, countless possibilities for what specifically the 70s and the 90s report, where it's black or like a dark green.
I know one thing's for certain.
What?
Like, I was definitely drinking on that boat. That's all I know.
Probably. He just wants to make it real clear he was not.
I don't know why.
What?
I don't know why I choose that voice for him.
I'm the CFO. I'm the CEO. I'm like the I'm the installer. I'm the fabricator. I've seen a UFO.
It's just, I don't know. It's the mania set in.
What do you think
Not.
Pinky is?
Oh, I don't. But what do I think Pinky is?
Yeah.
A fucking alien.
What do you think the creature from 56 is?
An alien.
What about the one from the 70s and 90 report?
A very misidentified Floridian.
So basically,
I don't think it's a natural wildlife for the state of Florida. I don't think it's a sea aquatic. Okay, hold on. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I know that sounds like a dumb answer. I don't think it's a misidentification of natural wildlife being as in manatees, things like that.
Or like an oarfish, or like a.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's its own unique things.
I think there's like a possibility, like the one from maybe 70 could be like misidentified, like oarfish or something. Because like he didn't really see it pop up. Really, he just saw it kind of like
poked its little nose out,
kind of come up and then go right back down. That one, hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. And if you're Pinky, emails HGOPodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on the show. Not sure you'd fit, but
we'll come to you.
We'll come. Oh no. No, we're not going to Florida.
You don't want to go to We'll go to Universal with Pinky, and that can be a whole episode.
Oof. Got me there.
Yeah, exactly. You can't say no to a Florida trip with Pinky, and like going to Universal, maybe even Disneyland.
I can.
You're gonna say no to going to a theme park with a cryptid?
I don't want to go to Florida. Don't make me go to Florida. It's too close.
To what?
The rest of Florida. We just talked about how a dude, literally didn't even get to it, but about a dude lit his house on fire because we talked about vampires. The whole fucking state is out of its goddamn mind. I love you, Florida, but
oh, you're gonna love the
we're gonna have to detach you and push you further into the ocean. Let's let them drift. Anyway,
how are we gonna get to Universal? Then?
Airplanes work. What do you mean?
Sometimes they work.
They work all the time. I would say 100% of the plane crashes, that airplane was working.
At one point, I suppose, yes.
Yeah. That's how that works. It has to be going. Unless there's that one dude who crawled into the engine when it was parked, and then that's not really a crash. It's more that he just suffocating. It's not important. What is important is that you can follow us on Instagram at HGOPodcast. You can follow us on Facebook at House Crazy Omens. You can like, share, subscribe. Please do, and I'll give you a big old fucking kiss right on the lips. Email us at HGOPodcast@gmail.com. Leave your hate mail on Instagram or email us. I don't care. We'll look at it and we'll chuckle.
I'm gonna just say I don't have enough hate mail in my inbox, so
leave Taylor hate mail. Now you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and all this other shit. I Hunt the Haunted. It's on the same and everything. And go check out my fucking Twitch. I've been twitching like a motherfucker, mainly because I don't have ADHD medication anymore. That's an actual fact. I haven't had ADHD medication in a long time. They legit just stopped giving it to me.
I am also unmedicated for my ADHD.
That's awesome. Diagnosed. Party on. But follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/. I stream 4 days a week. You guys can find it. It's in there. It's around. Go check it out. I stream Monday through Thursday. So, yeah.
Hi. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lunar Thrill.
Spirit the Turf.
Yeah, I have my dog. She has an Instagram. It's Spirit the Turf.
Spirit the Turf.
Sometimes I post things. Most often I don't. But I do try sometimes. I think about posting things.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this popping up on screen right now. Boom.
Oh, Spirit the Turf.
Spirit the Turf.
She's finally fallen asleep. Now that we're almost done.
Great. Go check out the new MFA record coming out March 29th. Your boy made the album artwork. It's super sick. I'm also on a track. Go check it out. I get out there and super sick. But if you're in the greater Portland area, March 29th, come out to the 6 on Belmont. Mm-hmm. Got it. Flyers on the Motherfuckers Apocalypse Instagram. Go check it out. I'll be out there. Come hang out with me and Marty and get some brewskis with us. Watch those boys play. I'll go up there. We'll send it for a song. Hopefully get a nice mosh pit.
If you're a fan of the doc, you can meet Charles.
If you're a fan of the doc, don't come. You're fucking disgusting. I'm just kidding. I'd be so excited. I'd be like, oh my god. You're a fan. You can follow Marty Get Over. Remember to stay spooky.
Stay haunted.
And stay the fuck out of Florida.
Or don't.
Or do.
Or don't.
For your safety.
He's got a point.
Gross. Bye.
Bye.